Hello, my grandchildren.
You are back for Grandma. Grandma's so happy to see you.
Let's see. What story our narrator found today for you?
I realized I was trapped the moment the library erased the door behind me. Chapter 1. The air was dense with dust and secrets. The library's towering shelves loomed, filled with endless rows of books whose leather spines cracked with age, whispering in an eerie language only half understood. The windows were blacked out, and the air inside carried the sharp, biting chill of forgotten things. Sophie wandered the aisles, drawn deeper into the library's labyrinth of stories. She wasn't sure what had led her here, but something inside her told her that she couldn't leave. Each book seemed to call her name. She could hear the faint echoes of whispers, voices rising from the ancient pages, but when she glanced over her shoulder, no one was there. The library was alive. Hello? Her voice trembled in the vast, empty silence. She called again. Is anyone here? A soft rustle came from one of the distant shelves. She froze. Chapter 2. Who's there? Sophie demanded, but her voice seemed to vanish into the air, swallowed by the oppressive darkness. A pale light flickered, a small glimmer of illumination within. Pages of an old tome that rested on a pedestal in the center of the room. She moved toward it, her feet making little sound on the wooden floor, almost as though the library was trying to muffle her every step. The moment her fingers brushed the cover of the book, the temperature dropped. A voice, smooth and like silk, echoed from within her mind. You shouldn't be here. Sophie recoiled, her heart pounding in her chest. She spun around, but there was no one. Her breath hitched as she tried to rationalize it. Who? She gasped, shaking her head. Who are you? The voice came again, this time colder, tinged with an unmistakable sorrow. I am the keeper of these pages, the prisoner of forgotten words. You are not meant to find me, but you have. Now we are bound. Sophie backed away from the pedestal, her skin prickling. I don't understand. What do you mean, bound? Chapter 3. The room seemed to close in on her, the books vibrating with unspoken words, their pages fluttering as if they were alive. From the shadows, something began to form something human, or at least, it looked human. A figure emerged, pale and translucent, its features contorted by centuries of isolation. Yet, there was something strangely beautiful about the ghostly form. It stepped forward, its voice a faint echo, like a dream barely remembered. You're afraid. I can feel it. You should be. Sophie swallowed, her chest tightening with unease. I don't want to be here. I need to leave. She reached for the door, but it vanished as soon as her hand touched the knob. No, the figure said softly. You can't leave. Not until you understand. Sophie spun back toward the figure. Understand what? The ghost's eyes know. The eyes of the books locked onto hers. The library is mine, and you are mine now. The words, the stories, they live in me. They've been waiting for someone like you. Sophie's pulse quickened. Someone like me? Yes. The figure stepped closer, its form flickering like a candle in the wind. Someone with a mind as vivid as yours. Someone with a heart that still beats in tune with the world of imagination. It smiled, and Sophie felt a strange warmth creep across her skin, an intimacy she couldn't explain. Why me? She whispered, caught in the pull of the ghost's gaze. Because I can feel your thoughts, your dreams, your stories. I've watched your mind, Sophie. I've seen the world you create when you close your eyes. You are the perfect muse for me. Together we could write a new chapter. The room darkened, the light of the single flickering lamp casting long shadows across the shelves. Sophie's mind raced, unsure whether to be terrified or mesmerized. Was it all a dream? Was she slipping into madness? Please, I just want to go home, she begged, but the ghost's voice softened. You can never go home, Sophie. Not until you understand what binds us together. Suddenly, the books around her began to hum, their covers turning, pages flipping as if in response to a silent command. The words blurred into shapes, forming into faces, creatures, landscapes. Her stories came to life. The ghost moved in closer, reaching out with a translucent hand. You've created all of this, haven't you? Sophie nodded, trembling. I've always written, but it's just stories. No, they are real, Sophie. They're waiting for you. All of them. Her breath caught in her throat as a shadow moved from the corner of her eye. The ghost's grip tightened on her wrist, but she didn't feel pain, only a deep connection, like a thread tying her to something vast, something infinite. Tell me, Sophie, the ghost whispered. What do you see? What do you imagine now? Sophie's heart pounded as her mind erupted with images, her childhood memories, her fears, her fantasies rushing to the surface. The library was no longer a place. It was a manifestation of every thought she'd ever had. The walls began to crack, the books bleeding light. She could hear the whispers of her own mind now echoing, demanding, creating. And then she understood. With a sudden, shocking clarity, Sophie realized she was not trapped. She was the author of this world, of this library, of this ghost. Everything around her had come from her mind, every corner of the room, every page of the books. But the twist was worse than any nightmare. You were never here, Sophie, the ghost said with a voice that now seemed to belong to her own. You've never been here. It smiled, but it was no longer the ghost's smile. It was hers. Sophie felt a cold, creeping emptiness fill her chest. The library, the stories, the ghost, they were all her own creations. But there was no escape. Her mind had trapped her here, in the very world she had dreamed up. And the ghost's final words echoed in her head, like the final line of a tragic novel. You are the story now.
Subscribing is completely optional, no obligation at all. Come back again. Grandma will be waiting for you.